Hello and welcome to week 4. This week is kind of an incubation period. In this module, we're going to take some time off from developing our analysis and then learn more about APA and MLA formatting. So you have the following assignments to work on this week: submitting your quoting, paraphrasing, or summary, reading, and a quiz over APA or MLA style. So I want to talk with you a little bit about plagiarism. Plagiarism is a big deal. It is something that is most often at the freshman, sophomore level of college. It's something that's done accidentally, but whether it's accidental or not, you still have the same ramifications, and they can be kind of scary. So what you need to remember is that you have to cite any idea that you get from another source. Whether you quote it directly or you paraphrase it or you summarize it, you always have to give credit to the person who had that idea or concept or words before you did. This is actually a way to bolster your academic skills too, because what you're taking is someone else's idea and then you're jumping off from it. When you're writing your paper for this class, you will not need any additional sources. You're just going to use the essay that you chose in the first week. There's no need to go out for additional research. Everything in this part will be about your own ideas, but you're going to take the author's ideas and use those as a jumping off point. There is a link to SNHU's academic honesty policy, so if you're interested, make sure that you click there. So when you use sources in your paper, you're either going to quote, paraphrase, or summarize. And in all honesty, you usually use all three of these skills in academic writing. So read through quoting, paraphrasing, and summary, and click the next buttons so that you can really understand what the difference is. At the end of here, there's a chart that tells you when you should use a quote versus when you should use a paraphrase or use a summary. And this is really helpful. You have a little quiz here to go through just to make sure you're understanding what you've learned. Now, the quoting, paraphrasing, and summarying assignment is something that I will be grading. And what you'll be doing is summarizing your chosen article in 3 to 4 sentences. You do need to include the author's name and the work that you're summarizing in those 3 to 4 sentences. Let's go over those assignment guidelines real quick. So a summary is very short. It's about 1/4 the size of the original document, which is typically about a paragraph if you're talking about most essays that you'll be reading. You want to make sure that your summary is no more or less than 3 to 4 sentences. And that is an all or nothing point. You either get all the credit for that or none. So if it's 2 sentences or 5 sentences, you lose 35 points. So make sure that you work on getting that summary the just right length. The author's idea. You must clearly reference the author's idea using your own words. So you're not quoting at all. There shouldn't be any of the same verbiage that Amy Tan, Andrew Braxma, or David Sedaris are using. In the articulation of response, there are no major errors related to citations, grammar, spelling, syntax, or organization. So you will need to cite your summary at the end. Okay, and you do that based on either MLA or APA style, and those have different guidelines. In all honesty, I would do this assignment out of order. I would turn this in after you had worked through the rest of the pages in the module, because they go into the proper way to cite your sources, and I want to make sure that you understand how to do that since it's so crucial in that articulation of response section. So 4.4 is a reading and a combination of reading and video about when you should paraphrase, when do you quote, and then giving you some practice on doing that. The most important skill in using summary, paraphrase, and quoting is to know how to integrate them into your writing. You can't just plop a quote into something that you're writing. You have to give it context, and you must introduce it as part of an original sentence that you write. So if you look at this example here, according to James Bennett, unlike many former presidents, Bill Clinton has conducted the most energetic, high-profile post-presidency since Teddy Roosevelt's, pouring himself into philanthropic, political, and yes, money-making ventures. So this is in MLA style. This indicates the page number that quote about Bill Clinton came from, and we don't have the author's name here because we have the author's name in the sentence. If you did not have the author's name, it would be Bennett space 56, and that's all explained further on. You'll have a reading about how to integrate sources so that you make sure you do that properly. MLA versus APA style. You can submit your paper in either MLA or APA style. but it has to be one or the other. It can't be a combination of the two. So based on your major, you'll take a quiz and it'll tell you which one you should do, either MLA or APA, and they are different. And just so you know, this is not just about formatting your in-text citations. It's also about whether there's a title page, what the headers are, whether there's a heading, what you call the page where your citations are. You must make sure that you stay consistent. If you're an APA, everything is an APA. If you're an MLA, everything is an MLA. And then after that, I would at that point go back to 4.3 and work on your summary, because I will be looking at your formatting and your in-text citations. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a great week. Bye.